Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I would like to share with you some information about the asteroid Atlantis, because it is conjunct with the star Spica. The star Spica is the main star of the Virgin constellation, and this conjunction opens us some magic as a way to connect better, easier, we can say, with our memories, Atlantis memories in reality. So let's begin and explain why. So, from July 7th to July 17th, the asteroid Atlantis is conjunct the star Spica, as I said before. Today, the Atlantis asteroid is at 25 degrees Libra, while the star is at 24 degrees 12 minutes. And this degree, 25, is a degree that informs us about the Earth medicine and its forces that invite our soul to tune into them and what is hidden within piv- as if excuse me as if all pivotal forces of earth were gathered here, creating a sacred space for us to tap into them and discover more about ourselves. In this case, it's like a sacred space is created within us, within our minds, our soul, uh, that enables us to tap and discover more about our past related to Atlantis in this case. Uh, so this conjunction really opens us the possibility to connect better with ancient Atlantean times, their wisdom or the wisdom we had at that moment, the learning we learned at that moment, maybe, or that it is still pending to uh, to learn at this moment, at this time. And in this way, it's like uh, having an open portal within our hearts, within our soul, that invites us to go through it and explore our past here on earth, and in this way bring it to the here and now, and with all the information, learning, wisdom, knowledge, as a way to use it in the here and now, and in this way also to complete us more. At the same time, the asteroid Eris and Chiron are opposite. As I oops. Here we have Spica Atlantis at 24 degrees Libra, so opposite at 25, 27 degrees Aries. There are Eris and Chiron, so they are opposite. Saying this opposition can say that maybe there is a deep wound within us from those lives that needs to be recognized instead of being avoided or disrupted. Or maybe, and also another interpretation of um, Eris and Chiron can be that the wound that is already within us is disrupting in some way our lives. For example, stopping us from assuming our inner light warrior, our inner wisdom, for example, or at the contrary, maybe we are too warrior-like, as a way of saying, before any situation that in this life that we feel that the situation can threaten us. So this can be the disruption, the disruptive energies can be uh, expressed or manifested in excess or in defect. So let's dive a little bit more about Atlantis, because Atlantis, accordingly to Marco Vigato, that is he wrote a book about it, but also accordingly to my own recovered memories, Atlantis didn't vanish in one day and one night, as usually people talk about, but survived along the millennia in a variety of different forms until well into the historical era. Its first period, approximately, was from 432,000 years before Common Era until 33,000 years before Common Era. The second period was from 31,000 years to 10,000, almost 11 uh, thousand years before Common Era. And the third period, Atlantean time, was from uh, thousand million years, 10,000 years before Common Era, more or less, until the main island um, totally collapsed around 9,600 years before Common Era. And these seems they are ruins that were discovered submerged under the Atlantic some years ago. But especially during the third period of Atlantis, from 10,000 to 9,000 years before Common Era, more or less, many Atlantean people, and in particular priests and priestesses, seeing what would happen, well, what really was happening at that moment, and seeing or perceiving the most probable future of Atlantis, began to migrate to other parts of the world. For example, they began to migrate to Egypt, what is now Egypt, India, also Mesopotamia, the Mediterranean place, and the Americas. Although in reality, some of these places were already Atlantean colonies. For example, in the Mediterranean part, there were already some Atlantean colonies, for example, what is now some parts of Greece, Crete, the island of Crete, some parts of Turkey, for example, and what later on became Phoenicia. So these parts were already inhabited by Atlantean people, and they were colonies of the main island, or at least is what I remember. Let's talk a little bit about the star Spica, because Spica is really a powerful star. Uh, In more physical or mundane astronomy and astrology, we can say that is Alpha Virginis. It is a binary system in reality. It's placed around 250 light years from Earth, and its name is from Latin, that means the air of the earth. It has a mass, the main star has a mass of 10 times the solar masses, and the radius is about 7.4 times solar radius. As you can see here in this picture or in this photograph, the star is a blue whitish star, the main one, that is the biggest one. And in the astrology chart, it has an orb where it is placed. It has an orb of 2.4 degrees. The Sun joins Spica on October 16th, and this star is considered the most fortunate of all stars, with a planetary nature of Jupiter. Spica is one of the 15 Virginian stars. Here in the bottom of the slide, you can see the symbol of it as a Virginian star, and it rules the emerald and sage. It is said that it gives riches, great honors, good fortune, artistic creativity, and remove scarcity and mischief. As I said before, in reality, it is a very powerful star whose light is almost always filtered in some way by the star Arcturus, because both of them are seated almost in the same degree in the astrological chart. But today I would like to work with it, not with Arcturus, because I feel that its influence is the most, yes, is the most in reality in this at this moment. So, yeah, if we talk about its light essence, we can say that is a high frequency manifestation of the cosmic feminine, of the cosmic feminine energies, of the cosmic feminine side or part of the primordial source, we can say. And it can help us to awaken and reverse our own cosmic feminine within. It means that its influence infuses us with the ability to go through portals, to go through inner portals in reality, but also they can be outside of us, because as within, so without. But it influences us, uh, opening portals within us so we can go through them, and in this way explore our past, our future, parallel presence, for example. And in this way, as the asteroid Atlantis is conjunct Spica, it means that this conjunction favors us to connect much easier our with our Atlantean memories. So this the star for itself in reality is like a magnificent multidimensional portal That's why it can trigger within us the opening of inner portals. So, in this way, we can connect with other timelines of ourselves. And maybe these other timelines, for example, related now with Atlantis, they maybe it's difficult to connect with them because the memories and yeah, the remains of Atlantis have been removed from our history or distorted, for example, in some way, and because of that is difficult to connect with them. But now with this conjunction, uh, it's much easier. So if you want, we can now take a short meditation that can help us to go through an inner portal and connect with Atlantis. So if you want, if you are prepared, we can begin. So close your eyes and begin to breathe in and out deeply, slowly, and begin to breathe in and out from your heart. If you want, you can place one hand or both of them over your heart and breathe in and out from your heart. While focusing your attention with your heart on your heart, how it beats ceaselessly. Feel your heart while breathing in and out, and in this way opening more and more an inner space, a space within your hearts. And now invoke the light essence of Spica, asking her, we can say, to help us to open an inner portal to Atlantis or to some ancient past life or timeline of us, because maybe not all of us lived during Atlantis time. And once you feel infused with this Spica light, imagine before you a portal. A portal amidst some nature, maybe some forest, or some landscape, a portal that is shining and inviting us to go through it. So we begin to walk towards it until we traverse it. Now we are in another timeline here on Earth, an ancient one. Maybe it's Atlantis. You can observe around you and feel where you are, your past you. Once you locate this part of you, you can approach him, her, and observe who you were, what were you doing, observe without any judgment. Observe this part of you. And once you feel that is enough for today, you can breathe deeply and return to the portal. Go through it and return to the here and now with your memories, experiences, feelings, sensations. And once you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Have a lovely day. See you soon. Bye.